Because every get together he came and he argued me for R1R के साथ वो आपकी गलती थी और मैं आज कहता हूँ गलती नहीं थी वजह थी कि वो एक सोल्जर थे उन्हें हैंड अप किया हुआ था फाइटिंग फॉर द कंट्री वी वर नॉट बुचर टू किल देम व्हेन दे डिसआर्म्ड एंड दे पुट देयर हेड्स अप करेक्ट आई थॉट बिलो द डिग्निटी ऑफ अ सोल्जर to do that. So I said, if you fire at them, I am going to fire in your head. Six, all my bullets through your head. Will be unloaded in your head. Don't do this. And I also give a little kick. Don't touch it. Okay. So he didn't. Anyway, suddenly I rang up my Subedar Major, Sardar Major. I told him that there are about 15, 20 chaps are just...
on the wireless.
On the wireless. And, put your truck.
Sir.
And till we hand them over somewhere.
Sir.
So I decided to move. I said, what am I wasting my time?
Sir.
I should be reaching up.
Sir.
So I moved up.
Sir.
And when I looked back, I saw those chaps running away and disappearing into the wild.
Sir.
So this is how we started. That was the only opposition. There was no opposition.
Sir.
I reached Asal Uttar.
Sir.
And at Asal Uttar, I received a call that silence was broken. Wireless silence.
Sir.
Till then, the wireless silence was on. Broken, and my CEO asked me where you are, so I gave him the control point.
Sir.
He said, how have you reached? Which route have you taken?
Sir.
Why? Because the people were doing the rafting and waiting for the bridge to be repaired. Nobody had crossed except that by squadron. And I had gone to reach Asal Uttar. I was already in Asal Uttar.
This is Colonel Sardar Ali Imam.
Sardar Ali Imam.
Sir.
So he said, no, check up your control point.
Sir.
Now, I had read a bit of Hindi.
Sir.
For this day.
Sir.
Luckily, this day came.
Sir.
I read in the... So, where I was standing, it was a middle school of Asal Uttar.
Sir.
And in the compound of the middle school, my own tank was standing under a banyan tree.
Sir. Sir.
And then I told him, I said, sir, I know Hindi.
Sir.
The milestone says the same. It was it was not milestone anymore.
Sir.
On our maps they were milestone, but then they were the other thing, kilometers.
Kilometers, sir.
Kilometers,
sir.
Not the miles.
Sir.
So I told them the milestone says the same, the building says the same. So I'm not in any doubt whatsoever where I am.
Sir.
He said, stop wherever you are.
Sir.
So I just stopped. This was the time about 11 o'clock or 11:30 maybe.
Sir. Sir.
And at about 2 o'clock, he told me to come back to Khipkar.
Sir. On the wireless.
All that. So I came back. When I came back, this battalion was in place.
Okay.
And from rear, I overheard them.
This Rajput, 4 Rajput rifles.
4 Rajput rifles.
Sir.
Or so this battalion was overheard again.
Sir.
I crossed this.
But you didn't fire or they didn't fire?
No. Okay. Didn't fire. There was no fire.
Sir.
Sir. Once I crossed this Khepkan distributory, that is where I took the turnabout and stood position on the Khepkan distributory.
Sir.
It was higher ground,
Sir.
more visibility, this, that, and this.
Sir. Sir.
And that was the so-called Khepkan operation.
Sir.
First day,
Sir.
the 7th
Sir.
of September.
Sir.
Now, they did not know. The situation was that the division commander came for the infantry. He didn't know much about the armor business.
Sir.
And he had taken over the armor division.
Sir.
Why? Because he was promoted.
Sir.
But those people who promoted him
Sir.
should have seen whether he can handle it or not. It's a different ball game.
What was his ethnicity? He was from which place exactly?
Who?
This divisional commander.
Brigade commander?
No, this General Nasir.
General
He was
Nasir.
Punjabi
General
or
Nasir, no, he was a Punjabi. He was from Bakar area.
Okay.
Bakar area, and he was married to a minister's daughter.
Dastis, I think.
Dastis.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of lands.
Okay.
He was a good officer.
Okay.
But he was an infantry officer, not an armoured. He was a very good officer.
Okay.
He probably would have done better in the infantry brigade division.
Okay.
But for the armoured division, it didn't work out. The unfortunate thing is that there was bad communication between the brigade commander and the div commander.
They were not on the speaking terms?
Not on speaking terms.
Okay. Why was that?
That I don't know the reason why. It was not the one brigade commander, it was all the three brigade commanders.
Okay. This included Brigadier Bashir, Riazul Kareem and Lam. Okay.
Not Riazul Kareem. They were 11th cavalry का था वो एक brigade commander. Riazul Kareem नहीं था वो.
अच्छा.
Riazul Kareem.
ये one was Afindi.
नहीं 11th cavalry के थे. वो बड़े anonymous से आदमी थे, वो M1 के लगाते थे.
अच्छा. Moinuddin.
I think his name was Muhyiddin.
Okay.
और ये हामिद बुख्तार की जो गूस को खुई ना वो उस BM था उसका.
अच्छा.
Muhyiddin को he cited Muhyiddin. Right, भाई after all.
लेकिन in the war records, brigade commanders are Lam and Bashir and Riazul Kareem.
नहीं Riazul Kareem नहीं.
अच्छा, he was not there.
No.
I think
it was this fellow.
Some brigade commander was sacked, then he was brought, I think. Riazul Kareem later on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sir.
Maybe. Yes.
Sir. Anyhow, sir.
Now, the unfortunate thing is that I was a G3 with General Yaqub.
Okay.
When he became the division commander, this was his plan.
This came Karan.
Okay. That was his plan. Now, I have not understood one thing, that he was the staff college commandant.
Sir.
And the staff college was closed. He was available. Why was he not given this armored division? Plan was his.
Okay.
Division was trained by him.
Okay.
He should have been given this job. Whereas General himself should have also asked,
Yes.
look, I'm sitting on the eggs. Why don't you give me this job?
Sir.
It's me you should do.
Sir.
But I don't know, due to whatever reasons, or he was not given.
So,
if he was given a chance there, the result would be totally different.
Sir.
Reason, there was no enemy right up to Amritsar.
Okay.
I wish one squadron of 6 Lancers or 24 cavalry had come. I was confident enough to reach Amritsar myself.
Sir.
Without any. Now, on 8th, no action took place.
Okay.
Why? Because the commander, Brigadier Bashir, went to 11th Div Commander.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to be under his command.
Okay.
For formation of a bridgehead.
Okay.
But physically, there was no such thing as 11th Div.
Okay.
11th Div had only one brigade plus. And therefore, he told Bashir that, look, you go to the division commander because it is his job.
Nasir. Okay.
So he went there and he told him, look, I told you to go to 11th Div Commander. So he got so frustrated that he just went to his own brigade commander and just sat there.
Sir.
Waiting that somebody will order me. Whatever they order me, I'll do it.
So when did this Gardner join you?
Gardner didn't join me at all. Nobody joined me. I was Gardner alone.
On the first day?
Cavalry.
On the first day?
First day.
Okay.
Second day, he joined me.
Okay.
Now, again, second day, Sher Altaf did not lead on 7th. He also on 8th did not lead.
Okay.
It was Gardner and me who led.
Okay.
But we were just stopped after in a mile time.
Sir.
Mile or 2 miles, we were stopped.
Sir.
And after that, no orders came.
Okay.
And we were asked to come back. So, we came back.
Now, I want to ask you, because in our previous interview, you had mentioned that your commanding officer had collapsed on the day of the O group. So what is this exact,
exact situation
for historical,
for historical reason. And the O group was taking place when I joined the regiment on 6th at around 11:30 or so.
Okay.
He already was not recognizing me. I was waving at him.
Sir.
Everything was not right. And after the group, he collapsed.
Okay.
And he was exhausted.
Okay.
It seemed that he had not gone to sleep for many, many days.
Okay.
He was a sort of a person who was very worrying nature type of fellow.
He was originally guides.
Original guide. So he was physically broken down, I think. But anyway, then at night, 6th, 7th, that we moved towards Kasur and we were going towards the canal.
Sir.
There again, I saw him that he was talking to me and suddenly he dropped.
He regained consciousness.
He dropped and I thought that some snake has bitten him.
Sir.
So his driver and me, we looked around and picked him up. He threw some water out in his face.
Okay.
So I suddenly realized that this driver knows that this thing was going on for some time. That's why he did this.
Okay.
So, what's happening here with this, that? So he was not...
in his senses?
In his senses, the sense that...
but sometimes he was regaining consciousness.
Yes, occasionally he will regain his consciousness.
Like you said, he came on the wireless also.
Wireless also. He came on the wireless. He spoke to me also.
Okay.
And he, in fact, on 7th,
Sir.
when he called me back,
Sir.
I came back at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, he told me that the enemy is attacking from Firozpur direction. You have to block the enemy.
Okay.
So I recrossed the bridge towards Kasur.
Okay.
And I turned towards that Firozpur side.
Okay.
And next to the district court of Firozpur, there is a defile.
Kasur district court.
There is a defile, which is very nice holding ground, so I had my tanks there.
Sir.
And I was saying there was nothing visible, except the artillery guns were firing, but they were our guns firing towards the enemy, towards Firozpur.
Okay, medium and heavy guns maybe.
They were heavy guns. Heavy guns.
Sir.
Or it was visible from the flame that it is going towards India, not coming from. And then I saw a uniform, khaki uniform jeep coming up and down like this. So I said, there seems to be some confusion. There are our own troops. And where the attack coming from? So I ran back. I said, he asked me, why aren't you fighting? I said, fire where?
This Sardar Ali Mount. Sir.
I said, fire where?
Sir.
There was nobody in front.
Sir.
So he himself came up.
Sir. In jeep.
He met me.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, I think there's some confusion in their own troops and their artillery unit, that's ours. Because I can see, and they are just next to the bridge. So there's some confusion. So there was some misunderstanding. There was no enemy on this side. So he said, okay, go back to Khebkar. So now the third time again I went back to Khebkar. This is what happened on 7th. So it's a very sad story. Then on 9th, the advance took place.
8th, nothing happened.
8th, nothing happened. 8th, me and Gardner, I took up the position on the road.
Okay. Any action? Any firing action with the Indians? Nothing.
Nothing. There's no Indian. Indian ran away.
Okay.
This battalion was the only one that stayed on throughout.
This 4 Rajput.
4th Rajput also.
Rajput Rifles.
Rajput Rifles.
Okay.
Number I'm not sure. This gallant unit stayed there throughout. And 3 days, my own squad overran them from front and ran them from the backside also.
Sir.
But not a second. In fact, they were in high spirits.
Okay.
One of the chaps shouted Jai Hind
Okay.
in my own hearing.
Okay. But they didn't fire at you and you didn't fire at them.
So,
The 9th, what happened, sir?
on 9th, it was again, Sher Taab was supposed to come in the lead.
Okay.
He never came.
Okay.
It was me on 9th again, third day,
Sir.
that I was the lead.
So this means that the whole 24 cavalry account given to General Mahmood and published in his book,
is all
because
wrong.
Mahmood claims that Sher Altaf was there all along.
No.
Which
Sher
is-
Taab never moved out of that
Okay.
from the canal.
My question is that why did not General Mahmood interview you also?
Exactly.
This is a very strange thing.
Exactly.
He was interviewing people who he liked maybe.
Maybe.
Like he never interviewed General Nasrullah Babar, who was a participant. He never interviewed him.
For example, he interviewed probably what people told him
Okay.
to interview. And according to the battle order,
Okay.
Sher Taab was supposed to be the lead.
Okay.
But he never left.
So 9th September, what happened, sir?
On 9th September, the...
CO had gained consciousness or again he was...
No. Now, 9th, he had gained consciousness. He was unconsciousness used to be only for a few minutes.
Okay.
Most of the time he was a bit sensitive, but we were hiding this fact for
Okay.
the reputation of our regiment,
From the higher commander.
for the higher commander, and for everybody else, so the regiment should not get a bad name.
And this commanding officer was in the command vehicle or where was he located mostly?
No, mostly he was always in
On the jeep?
always, and that jeep was next to the Ashton jeep.
Okay.
Nasir Abbas was the Ashton.
Okay. Old 19 Lancers.
Old 19 answer.
Sir.
So he was told to look after this chap
Sir.
and just hide him if some visitor come.
Nasir Abbas was major?
No, he was a captain.
Okay.
He was the Ashton.
Okay.
And on 9th, General Bahadur Sher,
Okay.
he came to visit Khepkar.
Okay. The
There
CGS.
he had the CGS. There he bumped into him.
The Sardar Ali Imam.
Ali Imam, also in that unconscious state.
Sir.
At that moment,
Sir.
he suddenly he ordered the evacuation to the CM and state.
Okay. He found out that he's,
He
he had a nervous breakdown and all that.
breakdown or something. He was sent.
Okay.
It is he who sent.
Okay.
On 9th, we started what Chima.
Okay.
Now at Chima, what had happened was that both the infantry division had run away, their
Okay.
tanks had run away, everything. There was absolutely nothing between Amritsar and this place.
Okay.
The only thing is we had to just drive.
Okay.
Now,
But on
on
Pakistan?
8th, didn't happen anything.
Sir.
So the corps commander at Amritsar, who
Sir.
was attacking Lahore,
Okay.
he saw these chaps running away and this, that. So
Okay.
they found out, and he was told the armored division had broken through and this, that. But on Hort Day, there was no armored noise. And he realized and he started abusing in Punjabi.
Okay.
They look, Bastard, there's no... So he had his own battalion, Sikh battalion.
Okay.
He withdrew him and he said, take these bastards and put them in their places
Okay.
that they've run out from.
Okay.
He, on 8th, placed all these chaps back.
Okay.
And this is the battalion which also was captured by Rafi Alam because they were told...
11 Sikh. 11 Sikh.
11 Sikh.
Later on.
Later on. So
ninth, what exactly happened?
Acha, 9th,
Sir.
what happened was that we started off. So the first opposition, we came across Khepkar, Chima.
Sir.
So I shot 2 of their tanks.
Okay. They were Shermans.
Their tanks, they were Sherman.
Because third cavalry had Centurions.
Centurion tanks.
And Deccan horse had Shermans.
Deccan horse नहीं वो Centurion वाली थी.
Third cavalry.
Third cavalry.
They had reinforced.
They have been brought in there.
Yeah. This was armoured brigade.
Armoured brigade.
Sir.
So those two tanks were on fire. Now what happened was that we just started planning. In the meantime, Al Imam also turned up.
Okay.
And he said, what's the problem? There is that problem. So now there was...
He came to Chima?
He came to Chima.
In Jeep?
In Jeep.
Okay.
There was a sugarcane field.
Sir.
And we had 5 FF.
Sir.
So it was planned. Major Zahoor, who got killed that day, very gallant officer, very gallant
From
officer.
5F?
From 5F.
Sir.
He and me, we planned to capture this place.
Sir.
So the plan was that on the sugarcane side where the enemy infantry was,
Sir.
he will go.
Sir.
And I from the side will give him the fire support.
Sir.
And the enemy tanks were also on the left side.
Sir.
So I was going towards the enemy tanks to destroy more enemy tanks.
Sir.
And in that, he just went back.
Sir.
So it took them, I think, 5 minutes. The colonel came back and said, the attack had not started. Master, I think 5 minutes have passed. And you have been instructor all your life.
Sir.
You tell me how much time should it take. I said, we have not even communicated. We have not even seen the platoon commander and the company commander. Company commander was with me. So he told me,
Sir.
He told me, don't argue. I'm good. He just collected the company and attacked the sugar cane.
Sardar Ali Imam?
No.
Zahoor, okay. 5F?
वो कहने का भाई तुम क्यों उससे झगड़ रहे हो मैं जाता हूँ ये वो मैं कहा यार कम्युनिकेशन ठीक कर लो पहले आपस में कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है क्या कर रहे हो
सर
नहीं माना वो लेके चला गया and they are a very very heavy casualty. First man he was leading the attack himself.
Sir.
He was killed and I saw I think about 15 or 20 people coming back, rushing back.
Okay.
Because the company had very heavy casualties there.
This 5F?
5F.
Sir.
तो वो वहाँ से वो खत्म हो गया
सर
उधर से वहाँ ये जनाब ये जो थे शामी साहब
सर
ब्रिगेडियर शामी
सर
आर्टिलरी
कमांडर
सर he came and my brigade commander was behind my squadron.
Okay, Brigadier
Bashir.
Okay.
And he told Bash, hop into my jeep.
Okay.
There is nobody here. Why these chaps are not advancing?
Okay.
So he was seeing 2 enemy tanks burning. They nearly overran my chap who was standing with the no vehicle beyond this point.
Board.
Oh, board.
Sir.
They nearly overran.
Sir.
And when they were in line with those burning tanks,
sir,
a bus came.
Okay.
This artillery fellow was driving the jeep.
Brigadier
Shami.
Okay.
The bus came straight, hit him.
Okay.
And he just collapsed inside.
You saw personally?
No, I didn't see.
Okay.
It was about 200 meters away, but I didn't see the firing.
But you heard the firing?
I heard the firing, I saw it.
Sir.
And Bashir and his G3,
Sir.
Humayun, his name was.
Asmat Beg
Humayun.
Sir.
Of 19 Lancers, 13 Lancers.
Son of Brigadier Colonel Gustas
Beg. That's right.
Sir.
So they both ran into sugarcane field.
Sir.
Nearby. Okay. So the recovery of this thing has started.
Sir.
In the meantime, Ali Imam ordered Sher Altaf to go up.
Okay.
To help this recovery of Brigadier Bashir.
Okay.
But the recovery had already taken place.
Okay.
By the time he came.
Okay.
And the tank.
So Sher Altaf came finally?
He came.
Okay.
He came finally.
On night?
On his own tank.
Okay.
And he parked himself about 10 meters behind my tank. So I gave him a signal to go ahead of me.
Okay.
If he has come to help me, so he should get ahead of me.
Sir.
Secondly, Master, you were supposed to be leading.
Sir.
For the last 2 days, I am doing your job.
Sir.
Now you take over for a while.
Sir.
Anyway,
Sir.
so then he put his tank 5 meters ahead of my tank.
Sir.
But the recovery had been taken place.
Okay.
Brigadier Bashir and Aswad Beg and all this was put on my tank.
Okay.
Not my tank, my troop tank. Khalilur Rahman was the troop leader.
Okay.
On his tank, and the tank was taking him back towards Cape Karan.
Okay.
So now suddenly all the people started gathering to see what's going on with that.
Sir.
And the enemy OP
Okay.
opened fire.
Okay.
Their Lieutenant Nadeem got killed.
With artillery shelling.
Artillery shelling.
Okay.
The
Nadeem was chair Altaf squadron.
the team Nadeem
Was Gardner squadron.
no, he was LO.
LO, liaison officer.
Lezano.
Sir.
Second lieutenant,
Sir.
they just joined.
Sir.
So they were with
He died from artillery shelling.
artillery shell.
Okay.
Then this fellow, artillery battery commander,
Okay.
I forget his name.
Sir.
He had come from Australia, Canadian Staff College.
Sir.
That was the night before.
Okay.
A night before. Canadian Staff College, 2 years.
Sir.
He had just come.
Okay.
And he was also killed.
Okay.
So
He was the battery commander
he was battery
with
commander.
24 cavalry.
With 24. Yeah. He was killed.
He was killed with artillery fire.
Artillery fire.
Okay.
Actually, all the casualties mostly took place because of the artillery fire.
Okay.
Why? Because they collected together, and that's where the bus came.
Okay.
So he, after this artillery fire,
Sir.
people that became conscious, spread out here and there,
Sir.
and the casualties were being picked up.
Sir.
So now the enemy, he had no morale and low spirit, had recovered himself well,
Okay.
and now they were in an offensive mood.
Sir. Sir.
Now the pressure started building up.
Sir.
Now we were told to get back to Cape Karan.
Sir.
So now when a Sheltaf tank stood, he came out of the tank
Sir.
in order to pee.
Sir.
I think he's peeing, and we were in the enemy position. So
Sir.
he was being fired at from point blank. He didn't know the situation that we are running the enemy. So a bus came and hit him in the leg, thigh.
Okay.
Thigh was
Bullet.
Bullet.
Okay.
Broken.
Okay.
So he became. After that, he never recovered. Or he just sent to hospital. There is a thigh bone,
Okay.
metal.
Okay.